Hey everybody, Flip and Danny here, founders of the Freedom Real Estate Group, family of companies, and welcome to another episode of our podcast, which is called
Freedom Through Passive Income.
That's right, and welcome to another live episode. And of course, it's Friday.
Fun Shirt Friday.
Fun Shirt Friday. Now, this is a very special Fun Shirt Friday because we get that. Actually, this is a Fun Shirt Fishing Shirt Friday.
Yep.
For shirt.
And holiday.
And holiday. I mean, I can count on one hand how many times I've been fishing, so it's kind of ironic that I bought this shirt. But this shirt has a very special surprise, and you will see that. Make sure you head over to Facebook.
Yep.
If you have not seen it already on Facebook, make sure you go to Facebook to check out the special surprise that this shirt comes with. That's all I'm going to say. But you got little log cabins and the trees, and I mean, it's so colorful you can't even see the microphone. And if you're listening and not watching,
you are missing out.
This one, you are truly missing out. And believe it or not, there is not one Michigan State Spartan on here. I know. I'll draw one.
There you go.
There we go. But this is week 45 recap and key takeaways. Anything else you want to say before we go on?
Let's roll into it.
All right, let's roll. Episode number 309. Strategize your tax deductions for 2022 before time runs out. So key takeaways are: November to December is the time to meet with your tax preparer or strategist and discuss how you can reduce your 2022 tax burden. The difference between a tax preparer and a tax strategist is that a preparer receives your information and processes that data in the form of a return or other documents, while a strategist helps you look at your projects and advises you how you may reduce your overall tax burden. And remember that 2022 is the last year to receive 100% bonus depreciation and significantly reduce your tax liability. Another key takeaway is our strategy in hiring tax strategists or any other vendor is to get 3 bids. You should always take time to interview anyone providing a service to ensure an apples-to-apples comparison and your level of comfort with the service they will be providing to you. Taxes are the single biggest expense that we pay in our lifetimes. The effort we put into understanding taxes and savings and limiting our tax burden will make us wealthier than anything else that we do.
That's true. All right, episode 310, Brain Hack. How to get unstuck. Key takeaway number 1. Sometimes we get stuck in our old routines that have become habits. So how do we get unstuck? We reconnect a new behavior to as many areas of the brain as possible, which helps to develop new neural pathways. For Flip, running used to be a habit he did each day without even thinking. But it's not simply a single action that can get you unstuck. You have to repeat it and involve as many of your senses as possible to create stickiness that helps form neural pathways. Key takeaway number 2, trying new things can be frightening, but you must open up your mind to the simple things that you can do in order to have and build confidence. This is called neuroplasticity. Thank you, Joe. Begin by selecting an activity that is new, challenging, and important to you. Commit yourself to engaging in the exercise as frequently as you can. You can further your neuroplastic change if you also eat a healthy diet, exercise regularly, and connect with others. Remember, it's choices we make that make us.
I'm glad you got the one with the neural, because I can't say rural either, so I'm glad you got that one. Woo! All right, episode 311, Motivational Monday, how to get from where you are to where you want to be. Key takeaway, we all want more from life. Whether we desire more time with family, more passive income, or more success, we can be easily distracted by the noise around us. Noise is simply the multitude of exterior forces that pull on you every day. Things like our phones buzzing or waiting on the bus for our dogs. Oh, this can distract and overwhelm us. But there is a brain hack that we believe can help. Sorry, I got to do it. Another key takeaway is every day we build our 3 wins we want to achieve each day, but even then we can find ourselves distracted. So what do? In the book, The One Thing, we are taught that to quell the noise around us, we should focus on one of our 3 planned wins each day. As we complete one task that we prioritize, we find it becomes the needle mover for the rest of the day. Makes us feel accomplished and opens up more possibilities.
Yes. All right. Episode 312. You want to say it?
No, I'm going to wait for you to say it.
Brain hack.
Brain hack.
Dumping the negative thought loops. Key takeaway number 1. We all have negative thoughts that can ruin our days, but there are exercises to rid ourselves of these trauma loops and send us down a positivity path. By activating a trigger that gets us thinking in the right direction, we can move forward with our day. For some people, a trigger is moving a bracelet from one wrist to another. For others, it might be snapping a rubber band on a wrist. Key takeaway number 2. In the past, we were overwhelmed with meetings, but instead of thinking that we have another meeting to attend, we turned what could have been a negative into a positive by saying, I get to go to a meeting and share all the amazing things we are doing. And he added a third key takeaway. Think about what gets you excited about a routine activity and change your perspective slightly. Looking at a task in a different way can get us out of the groove of negativity and move us toward reaching our goals.
You're always an overachiever. I have to have 3 key takeaways.
Oh, you got 3 key takeaways too.
Yes.
Go, Joe.
All right, episode 313, the Flip and Danny story. Part 1, childhood. Key takeaway number 1 is we are writing a book, and part of the book will be our bio, focusing on our lives, and we decided to share our story on this podcast. Sorry, my handwriting. Anyway, we decided to share our story on this podcast. There we go.
Yes, okay. We did.
Okay,
good key takeaway.
Yeah.
Honey.
Thank you. That was a good one. So another key takeaway is Danny's childhood was filled with moves and the encouragement to try new things. Most importantly, she was exposed to a family that believed in giving back to the community. In many ways, this desire to give translated into a financial focus, not to earn income, but to put herself in a position to help others. Third key takeaway, Flip grew up in the upper Midwest in a close family. When his father passed away, his mother, who was a principal at a Christian day school, helped shape him. She taught him the importance of saving and encouraged him to work hard and to become independent. Now, I want to, just a disclaimer on that key takeaway. Yes, she did teach me the importance of saving. I, however, did not learn it.
And that was written in the third person only because Joe writes our key takeaways.
Yes. But I'm just saying, she did teach me. I did not learn it.
It did not stick.
Yeah.
There was no stickiness there.
No. Did not stick.
All right. So then yesterday's episode was episode 314.
Yep.
It was our live episode. And key takeaway number 1, you take it.
Actually, there's 2 parts in this first one.
Okay.
It was, first of all, hurricane/tropical storm Nicole.
Yep.
This was ho hum. Mm-hmm. I like what your brother said. Once you've been through a major hurricane, the rest are just a breeze. He said it, not me. I'm just repeating it.
Bad.
But anyway, I personally like these storms because it just tests our roof for leaks.
Yep.
And we found one.
Yes.
But then the other thing is now we're 3 days to Cancun.
Yes.
We're going to Cancun to an all-inclusive resort.
Yep.
We actually don't go to Cancun. It's kind of funny. We land at the airport and we get in a van and we go straight to the resort. And then after 7 days, we get in a van and go back to the airport and fly home.
True.
We actually don't even go to Cancun proper.
There's so much to do at the resort. And we're there to relax anyway, not keep ourselves so busy. We need a vacation from our vacation.
Yeah. So I can't wait. 3 more days.
Yes, exciting. And then the other key takeaway is that we are in the middle of our deal raise. So before our webinar this week to our investor club, we are already at 91% subscribed. So that's super exciting and just tells you the importance of being in our investor club to be able to see these deals, because somebody did send me a private message on Facebook asking to view opportunities that we have. And unfortunately, because we don't have that buddy substantive relationship with him, we could not send him the opportunity. I said, my assistant Jody is going to send you an email with a scheduling link to get on a strategy session call with our team. That is the first step of building this relationship so that you can see future opportunities. So make sure that you're not in that boat where you're trying to find a deal for tax benefits, because that right now is the time where everybody's trying to invest in something that's going to give them a tax benefit for 2022. And we can't offer anything because you're not already in our investor club. So just keep that in mind and jump into the investor club.
That's right. And lastly, before we wrap this up, again, go to Danny's Facebook about this Fun Shirt Friday.
That's right.
Because I've been doing Fun Shirt Fridays now for a little bit over a year. Every Friday, a new shirt, or I don't have that many shirts, but I do have a lot.
You do?
Yeah.
I'm going to count them someday.
Yeah. But anyway, this is the first time ever in the history of Fun Shirt Friday that this shirt it has this surprise.
Yep.
And it does not include batteries. I'll say
that. That's true.
But so make sure you're heading on over to Danny's Facebook to see the Fun Shirt Friday.
That's right.
You will be pleasantly surprised. But make sure you're heading on over to our website. More important, important stuff.
Yep.
Make sure you're heading on over to our website, freedomcapitalinvestments.com, to join that investor club. Again, she talked about it again. Make sure that you have that relationship with us, a substantial relationship with us.
That's a better word,
There
right?
we go. Okay. Make sure you're talking to Ben and or CJ again to find out all of the information that we're about the stuff that we're doing. But we like to end all of our episodes with
Invest smart.
live happy.
Bye, everybody.
Nothing on this show should be considered specific, personal, or professional advice. Please consult an appropriate tax, legal, real estate, financial, or business professional for individualized advice. Opinions and information on the show are not guaranteed. All investment strategies have the potential for profit and loss.